gonna try and take it easy, try and stay on the bike. Trail seems like it's soaked up the rain pretty good. I would think on the grades, the water would flow off. Let's see how it is. And it took me an hour to get here. An hour to get here. A different mentality in here than on the road. You get used to going real slow. You get your balance going. Yeah, it's almost 14 miles to get here. I'm recording at 24 frames per second, and I took off all that real heavy duty stabilization that made it look like I was floating. Put it back to something realistic. GoPro just calls it hyper smooth. That real heavy duty one was called Boost. That's for like mountain biking on all kinds of crazy bumps. So here we go again, Joe Luke. It was a bit dismal this morning when I saw it was still raining up here at like 6 a.m. So I have 27 PSIs in my front tire, 28 in the back. I can feel the back on the road. I might want to think about maybe one more PSI in there in the front. Heavier, harder. But since this route is literally just about 90% unpaved, it's incredible. 90% unpaved. Feels like 88%. I didn't sleep so good last night, but I stayed in all day yesterday resting. So nice when you have a refreshing sleep. You wake up, you feel refreshed. And so that little trail to the left meets up with what's over here. I'm going to add that in. That's a fun little, it's nice and smooth. And I took out, Joe and I came in from the trails to the right. There were so many trees, like 3 or 4 trees you had to get off the bike to get over. It wasn't worth it. When were we out here? Tuesday? Or was it Wednesday? No, it was Wednesday. Yesterday was Thursday. It was Wednesday. Yeah, so that trail was coming right to my left. Something goes up to the right. And that never shows on the map. So what is this? This is like a packed down gravel? There's little rocks on it, like it's a packed down gravel. Another entrance right there if you want to come in. Yeah, it's another entrance right there. A gate there. Yeah, it's nice and dry, people. Look at the ground. And they had about a ½ inch of rain up here. It's nice. And it just stopped late this morning, you know, early this morning, I should say. So all this in here is like 9%, 9 and 10%. See, it's so probably average is 10% to climb. Another road coming from the right there. Don't see that one on the map either. So there's two ways to go up. Ken Levins brought me one way. You kind of stay to the right from the New York City Cycling Club route. And Paul Nyland had a route when you went to the left. They join up. But Paul's had one section that was like 32% grade. Couldn't get up it. It was real short. So I do my routes going to the right, the way Ken had it. This way you have a chance to stay on the bike the whole way if you want. Everything is soaked. You see the trees and the shrubs all soaked. I probably added 10 miles in Mohonk from somebody's route who just rode around Mohonk. In Mohonk, it's a $20 fee if they catch you. So I brought $20 to ride your bike, $15 to hike in Mohonk. In Minnewaska, it's $10 a carpool to park. There's another trail to the right there. Is that a trail? Yeah, that goes up somewhere. I don't see that on the map either. So we talked about is Awosting, Minnewaska. Awosting, I think, is just a section in the Minnewaska State Forest Preserve. Because there's an Awosting Lake. There's the town of Awosting over here. Now we're 9% grade. Keeps fluctuating. And when I did this with Joe, I kept stopping, waiting for him. You know, he's still learning to keep his traction on the hills. And it was a real hard spot that I barely got up so steep for me on my mountain bike, a hardtail with his light. That I don't know if I went up, and it's because I rested, you know, waiting for Joe all the time. There's another trail right there. Or was that spot further up the top, you know, when we turned off on that mud pond trail. 10%. Another trail to the right there. Oh, there's some kind of house out there, or some kind of tent. Keep flicking the screen back and forth. 11%. I have my lens zoomed out, so I don't think you can see the fine print on my Garmin device on the handlebars. But when the lens is zoomed out, you can see so much more in the ride. It's so much nicer because you see more left and right, more up and down. I've been back and forth switching the lens so many times, thinking that zoomed in because you can see everything closer, No, you want to see the surroundings. And I used to hear that, but I just couldn't buy into it. I did this with Ken, he climbed all this. I did this with Paul. You know, they all climbed all this stuff. And so you can see the rocks are different sizes. Sometimes you get a bigger one, you got to get around. Some of the rocks are in the ground, right? They're not loose, they're in the ground, planted. And because I don't have that leg strength I talk about, if I go too hard, when I get something steep, I don't have enough strength to get up it. You know, for like, 10 pedal strokes, kind of just a real short, steep spot. Still cloudy up there, but that's okay. We're in the woods here. 10 degrees warmer than it was when I came here 2 days ago. That was a 42-degree start. It was 52 degrees when I started, and I started a half hour earlier. Stand up and stretch a little. I say it was about 14 miles when we started. Yeah, so we're a mile in. And only putting out like 200 watts. I'm not putting out a lot of power. I'm going to take it nice and fun. But I remember there were spots when I was saying, because you're on a consistent grade, then you get an up, and you had the consistent. Didn't know if I could couldn't know if I could keep going on my mountain bike and my fat bike. I did it on both bikes, 2 different rides. With the gravel bikes, although my hardtail mountain bike is as light as this, because the gravel bikes have you lean way over, I think you can get more power on the pedals. For like that short term, the angle it has you pulling at. I think at least it appears that way for me. All the mist, I see water dripping off my helmet. 10% again. And so we started at almost 14. I think it was 13.9, my tenths. Let's see how long this is. I think it's 4 miles to the top, to where the lake is. Horses. The horses are coming back here. You can see the horse manure. So I was, Joe and I was talking. I even made a comment that, from a cycling perspective, if you wait for peak leaf color, so many leaves are down, and some people have problems riding on the trails when the leaves are there. I don't. So I think next week would be ideal from a cycling perspective. I have the ride in for next Wednesday to do this again. From a cycling perspective, see another little trail or something there. From a cycling perspective, for the best time to be up here riding. You know, there was a section when you get real close to the top of the lake that's going to be muddy. They had boards up and stuff. I tried to ride on it both times and I slipped off. Hello. Oh, it irrigates really nice up here.
Yeah,
I guess with the grade, it's going to drip off, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy the Friday. All right, now we're starting to get into some grade. So once I start really pushing, it kind of wakes my body up. I think it does for everybody. When you're in that in-between mode, taking it easy, everything just feels hard. Like my new bell there. This right here is to clean the camera lens all the time. I have it out of the handlebar so I can get to it easy. It's not in my pocket where it can get wet from me sweating. So it's just the sunglass cover. You wipe your sunglasses with it, but it's mainly for the lens on the video camera. Here's my bell, and this here is a little light. It doesn't get much light, but God forbid I get stuck in here in the dark later. I mean, something will go crazy. But it's good for on the road because it make it flash. You know, like those white lights we put on the front of our bikes. This is some water spots through here. Just picking our line. I think with Joe I had him stay right up here on the left with me here. I think my wheel slipped off here the other day. I kept going over. It slipped down into that rut. And I jump across right here. I know you can't see anything in the video, but there's all these little ruts in the ground that we're trying to manage. It's fun for me, all that little obstacle stuff. We still haven't hit a 20%er yet. You know they're coming. I said we're making the right up here. That's the way the New York cycling route goes, and the one Paul goes is to the left. So I think this is a low gearing spot right here. I'm in my low gear. There is no more run. 'And the Garmin doesn't show the grade until you're, 10 seconds past that spot. So I'm still showing 7%. That had to be 15 back there. Now showing 13. That's for all back there. So this is steep here. Yeah, see, now the wetness made that trickier because it was all loose. It was all loose where I had to go. This is consistent grade here, 17%. %. Remember, it's all lag, so when I call it out, that percentage is probably 10 seconds behind me. 18%. I see another one coming up there. See, the ground surface here is nice. Here's a real steep spot up there. I can see it coming. See, this is really 4%, and it's like really 15. This has got to be 21. There we go, that was the hardest so far. So I got 2 full bottles of water, 24 ounces, barely drank. And I'll probably be carrying 10 pounds with my tools and all that. There's a trail there to the left too. Can't see any of those on the map. %. Up here steep. Oh boy, am I sweaty. Another steep spot here. This one goes for a while. Heart rate 119, but I don't know what that's all about. Can't be right. I have it on my wrist. I'm wearing a watch and show my heart rate. It gotta be more than 117. So we have 1,000 feet of elevation in the last 2 miles. Boy, am I sweating. Oh, look at that steepness up there. Now it looks like it's on real loose stuff. That's going to be the hardest spot, I think. Oh no, not too bad. I'm going to get across right here to this side. Get back across here. There's a steep spot up there. This is probably that spot where I said I don't know if I can continue. This is go hard. It's ready to be done. Yeah, right up there is going to be that spot. Right here. So hard. So hard. Because you're trying to keep traction. Yep, that was the spot. That was 16.2, 21. That was that hard spot. Now my heart rate's 178. Yes. Keeps jumping back and forth. Oh no, that's not my heart rate. That's the power. Yeah, so right at the beginning of 16.2 miles. That was the hardest spot. Because of the terrain too. I take off my glasses. See if I can keep them right there on my side. All right. Now I know up the top here, there's going to be some technical spots. 16.2, the toughest spot. The ground got real ruddy, it was uneven, it was on the steepest grade. You're coming off the steep grade right before. There's little gullies you got to get over. That's what made it so hard. Something up there to the right. So I wasn't at my limit as bad as I was when I was on the mountain bikes. I don't know, maybe I'm a little better condition. I think that's what it is. Beautiful. I love the yellow color of the leaves too. I mean, I love the red the best, I think. So we're going right up here. Right over here. Now, I wasn't looking to see where that mud hole trail was. If we had turned off between the 16.2 miles. I'll look when I go home. I think when I did that real steep spot, I was rested, you know, from waiting for Joe. I just made it a lot easier. Thick leaf cover here. 14% grade. I forgot to see what that one was back there. That had to be 21% in that spot. But it was for a long time. A little gentler up here. So is this where the Mud Pond Trail sign is? We're going to the right. There's no choice. We're going to the right anyway. Again, right around to the right. I don't want to lose my glasses. I have them under the my chest strap with the camera. We're almost 3 miles in, right? Almost 3 miles into the climb. So we go to the left here. I don't know what's over there. Oh, that's the way if you wanted to go. You wanted to go back to the lake. If you want to take a shortcut and get up to the lake. But then you're further from, you know, going, I guess, like west and then around the far side of the lake. All right, so up here, went over that little lawn. I walked that the other day. Yeah, so 16.2 miles is the hardest spot. I think I videoed this last time, but I sped it up real fast because it's, you know, such a long climb. And since I'm doing a lot of narrating throughout, I think I'll just keep it at regular speed. It should be about a mile more. I know it gets narrow, it gets rocky, like technical. I know there were like 2 boards. I'm not going to try and ride on to them, try and go around them, get through the mud, I guess. Did I miss that mud pit trail? No, I couldn't have, because I remember going over both of those logs back there. Let's see. Be a nice break through here. Maybe it's all 5%. So I have a 42 on the front, but I have a 52 on the back. That's what I make up for not having a 30 or 32 on the front, like the mountain bikes do. But my mountain bikes, they have one has a 30 with a 50 on the back, and the other has a 32 with a 50. And that's what I had when I came through on my mountain. Both bikes I had, the fat bike and the hardtail mountain bike, they have 32 50s, which is easier than this. And I still got up that steep spot back there. So I think it's just a position, more forward position, you can get more power down. Nothing here still. I even thought about coming up here tomorrow on Saturday with all the traffic, but no, because when you're riding around the lake, I mean, you know, around the up on the trails, you can carry some nice speed. It's a lot of fun, and there would be so many hikers, so many. Nothing here. No, we're not stopping the course. We want to keep it going. We're going. Okay. All right, we did all this with Joe. I think instead of coming up here and going hard to the right, I think that's where we made the mud trail. This is water in here. Now we're going to the right here today. Joe and I did this too. Right, so that was the first water spot right there. Still got my glasses here. Look at all the trees down on the ground through here. You know, we're getting higher up. I think Joe said we were like 2,200 feet up. That's almost a half a mile. There's some mud up here. All right, so it's a colder, and some leaves, some trees, they just lose their leaves quicker, right? So that's all just the way it is. Yeah, so it's some mud through here. Be careful. This is all fun for me. This is what I like. Yeah, I mean, it just rained. Of course, there's going to be all this water. See up here, now why is it ponding here? Well, it's not real steep grade here. So how are we going through here? Don't know if this was the best line choice over here. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good line choice. Let me get back over here. There we go. Get a bigger gear. I got too low over here. That was a pretty good line choice. That's a tricky spot there. Let me go back and see what gear I'm in here. A second. Yeah, see, this is the mud spot here. Oh boy, yeah, well, we're just gonna walk this because you could have plowed through. We don't want to get all muddy. And then here, well, the board is there. So can I walk on it? So you could have rode right through the right there. Let's see how much the bike is going to sink in before I ride in there. Right? Before I ride in there and get stuck. Here I am trying to get started in the mud. I don't know how much that sand is going to sink me down. I can just get going. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So these boards are up here. I tried jumping up on this the other time, and that's where my wheel slipped off. That's real tricky. Or to organize them better. Just get through here. Get my gear in. All right, let me give the camera wipes and some stop. Make sure the lens is clean. Got my glasses on my hip. I keep hitting. What's up here? All right. Glasses are right here on my chest. All right, so that's the one spot. It's kind of muddy. I'm just gonna. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, just be careful. Took my chances going through that sucker. Didn't get too wet. All right. So we have 2,300 feet. We started at like, 850 or something like that. So, almost 2,000 feet. 14. So we have 3.5 miles. Almost 3.5 miles. And the lake's going to be up here in a little bit. So I actually picked a pretty good line to the right when the first rocks came up, and then to the left. That was a good line choice. All right, pretty cool over here. Let's look around. Look around. Some wet spots up here. But, you know, with all the climbing, where you wanted it to be dry, it was. So cool up here. See, now up here, when we did that scenic trail, it went, you know, we were only out for 6.6 miles, Joe, even though it took freaking 45 minutes. It starts to look like this. That cuts across left and right from the direction we're going now. But, you know, just not like you're going over, you know, 3-foot high rocks straight up the face of the square, you know, you can even ride it. Real narrow, beautiful little hike on. But it looks like this. You get these, see the red trees? Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I love that red color in the foliage. And we're going right, so right there, I think that's where the scenic trail came in. We're coming up here. Is it called the Majestic? Is that the Majestic Trail? Is that what they call it? I'm calling it the Scenic Trail. So when I did this with Ken, I thought for sure I was lost. I'm up here. I just kept going when I got here on the climbs. And I was literally waiting for like 15 minutes. And there was a guy up here on his mountain bike. Oh, I definitely planned on, you know, having to do the route by myself. And then the guys tell me, yeah, gravel bikes come up with you just did. And that was the first time I'd come up it. I was on the fat bike. And I just couldn't see how gravel bikes would do that stuff. And here we are on a gravel bike. And this is all right here, so just take it easy. Yeah, gotta get your bike between all that narrow stuff, right? Yeah, just gotta get it through. And this is the lake here.